Hi, food lovers. Today we are making Eforiro, which is a soup native to the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria. This soup is quite easy to make and it's highly nutritious. So let's get started. So, like I mentioned, this is quite an easy soup. It just requires a lot of veggies. So here I was just bringing out the ingredients. You need a lot of tatashe. You need peppers. I wanted this really spicy. Normally, you wouldn't use leftover stew, but because I had that and I was making quite some quantity, so I needed the um leftover stew. So the ingredients are on the screen. You can take a screenshot while we start the prep process. The first thing I did was to peel the skin of the onions, wash it up, roughly chop that in the blender. Then I also deseeded the tatashe, the pepper, blended that, kept it aside. I also blended some crayfish just to make my work easier while cooking.
You've always felt like a part of you has gone missing. I know it's real, but I'm telling you, it's closer than.
This manual chopper is my favorite kitchen appliance. I use it every single day that I cook. I use it to chop onions, blend peppers, roughly blend things. I really love it. Now, this is the goat meat, the chicken, and beef that I'll be using. I'd already washed them. And in this clay pot, I just put in the meat. I also added some dry shaki. So I noticed that cooking with this clay pot makes the food more flavorful. I just really like it, and I love the aesthetics it was giving for this effort. So that's why I decided to use it. I went in with some onions, pepper, seasoning, a little bit of water, and then I stirred this, covered it, and allowed it to cook until it was soft. And because of the shaki, it took me about an hour 30 minutes to get the meat to be soft.
I'm sick and tired of seeing you in pain. Your head's in a haze. Won't you lean on me? I'll catch you if you fall. So take a leap of faith. Your fixed ideas clouding up your mind. Won't stop until common sense applies. The sun illuminates ahead. Need you to let go.
The base for this Eforiro is a lot of tatashes. You know how when you're frying stew and your actual base is like a lot of onions and tomatoes. That is how the base for this soup is a lot of tatashe. But I supplemented with leftover stew that I had because I didn't have enough tatashe for this. In fact, I always feel like I don't have enough tatashe for this because the leaves would soak up the tatashe. Now, something you should always do is clean while you're cooking. It may seem stressful, but it's always the best way to go so that when you're done, you know that everywhere is sparkling clean.
Let go. Let go. Yeah.
An interesting thing is that the first time I made this soup, I had just seen a video about it online and I made it even before I tried it in an actual restaurant. But ever since I tasted it, I have been in love with the soup. It's normally eaten with like swallow, fufu, and ko, but I prefer it with rice. So here, what I did was I soaked the green in water for about 10 minutes with salt, and then I just washed it off, put it in another pot. I just wanted to do this on screen. That's why I'm doing it here and not in the sink. So after I rinsed it out, I put it in a sieve. And the next thing to do is to blanch it. Now, this is a very important step, even though I have also seen videos online where people skip that step. But I know that I prefer blanching it just like the original recipe suggests. So here I just boiled some water, poured the water over the leaves. This one kettle was not enough, so I had to pour some more. And just immediately I was done pouring it, like Less than a minute later, I took it out and then I put it in a pot of cold water. You can see that there's a lot of ice block in that water. So this helps stop the cooking process immediately so that it doesn't soften more than this and the nutrients are still retained. At this point, the meat was already done, so I just took that out from the pot. And for this, you need to know that you don't need a lot of meat stock. Yeah, so you when you're cooking the meat, just let the water dry up a bit more. And when I took that out in the pot, I just put in some palm oil. I went in with some onions and then let this fry for about a minute. The next thing I added was Iru powder. So because I don't like to see the Iru seeds in my food, I prefer to buy the Iru powder. I would say it's just as potent, to be honest. So after I put that in, I then went in with the blended tatashe and just fried this. At this point, I remember that I brought out dry fish, but I did not cook it together with the meat. So I just put it in this base and allowed it to cook a bit.
You've always felt like a part of you has gone missing.
So when this had fried for some time, I went in with salt, beef seasoning, a lot of crayfish, and I really love crayfish. I also wanted this very spicy. I put in a lot of pepper.
In your eyes and let go.
At this point, the base had fried for about 10 minutes. So I just went in with that leftover stew that I had just to increase the base that I was working with. And I went in with the leaves. Just look at how beautiful this is. So we call this green, and I know that the Yorubas call it efotete. And I also know it can be called amaranth leaves. At this point, the kitchen was filled with such a beautiful aroma. Anyways, I stirred this for a bit, then I went in with the meat and the stock. So remember, the stock has to be little because we're working with a lot of veggies. Now, this is a very loaded and yummy soup. After I stirred this all up, I let it cook for about 5 minutes and the soup was ready. So you can have this with fufu, pounded yam, whatever swallow you prefer. I prefer rice. Let me know if you try this recipe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.
Won't you lean on me? I'll catch you if you fall. So take a leap of faith. Your fixed ideas clouding up your mind.